Good evening, folks. I'm Bill Honichevsky, and welcome to So What About New Jersey History? Today, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the advent of Spruce Run Reservoir. I'll get a little bit more into depth in some future blogs. If you notice the book, actually the survey done behind me, it was actually a survey done by the New Jersey Water Resources Development Division, the Legislative Commission on Water Supply, in December 1955. This is during the advent of Spruce Run Reservoir. Today, I'd like to read you a short story done by my father, William B. Honichevsky, who had a hand in building the Spruce Run Reservoir. These are from his own words. It's called Once Upon a Time in a Place Called Spruce Run. During the days of the 1940s and 50s and 60s, the landscape of Hunterdon County, including Clinton Township, was very much different from today. Farm fields seemed to stretch on forever, or at least until the next horizon. Their boundaries delineated most often by hedgerows, and on occasion by wire fencing. The crops on those fields differed seasonally from year to year, and provided a colorful array of golds, yellows, browns, and greens to the landscape. Corn and alfalfa were popular crops, as were grains such as oats, wheat, and rye. And in between those crops lay close-cropped pasture land for the grazing of the robust dairy cows. Nearly every farm had its own herd. Black and white Holsteins were particularly favored from the amount of milk produced, followed by the smaller brown Guernsey with the alleged higher butterfat content in their milk. Now, in those days, farmers free-pastured herd bulls for breeding purposes, and they ferociously guarded their pastures against all intruders. Now, if you crossed those pastures, you had better be fleet of foot and able to leap a barbed wire fence in a single bound. Harvested corn was still shucked by hand and often featured on contemporary Halloween or fall-themed gift cards. Now, once harvested, the grains would go into nearby Agway Mill in Clinton for milling and conversion to mash and cracked corn. That was called scratch for chicken feed. It is here at the mill that the farmers met and discussed mutual concerns of weather and planting problems and argued over which dairy cow breed produced the best butterfat content. Collected milk went directly from cow to cooler, where it would be picked up by large stainless steel tanker trucks for further processing and pasteurization. Some farm families often drank the milk directly, bypassing the safety of the pasteurization process. It is through this wonderful landscape that a little stream called Spruce Run wound its ways southward out of the highlands of Lebanon Township and beyond. The product of a multitude of shaded spring seeps to charging groundwater from the underlying bedrock below. Now, by the time Spruce Run passed under the two-lane Route 30, that's now Route 31, concrete roadway in Glen Gardner, and flowed under Hurley's Bridge, that's now Van Sickles Road Bridge, into Clinton Township, the gradient of the stream became less steep and more meandering, lazily winding its way through the shade of ancient sycamore trees. Here, its meandering pathway skirted the stone remnants of the historic early 1700s iron-producing Union furnace, part of Allen & Turner's vast Union Ironworks. Perched on a nearby bluff just above Spruce Run was the undisturbed 1747 grave of Nathaniel Irish, the manager of the Union furnace whose peaceful interment was about to change dramatically. Now, by the 1950s, the winds of change were already blowing in the state's capital, and changes that would alter this bucolic landscape forever. My father, William B. Honichevsky, was there when they actually found the grave of Nathaniel Irish and the gravestone. Now, what they found were parts of the casket and also some remnants of bone from Mr. Irish. Now, if you notice, actually, the remnants of the casket itself is now located at the State Museum in Trenton. I'm Bill Honichevsky, and thank you for watching.